The neon lights of the arcade flickered, casting long, jittery shadows across the carpet. Crash Bandicoot, having wandered through a bizarre warp ring in the middle of Wumpa Island, found himself standing in the center of a desolate fast food joint attached to the back of the game room. Beside him sat a yellow, circular creature with a perpetually hungry expression. Pac-Man sighed, his mouth opening and closing in a rhythmic waka-waka that sounded more like a sigh of disappointment. "Whatever," Pac-Man muttered, his voice sounding like a synthesized chiptune. "The power pellets are gone, Crash. This place is nothing but grease and despair." Crash jittered, his eyes darting around the room. He let out a confused "whoa" and pointed a gloved finger at the kitchen. A low, guttural growl echoed from behind the swinging doors. It wasn't a ghost, and it certainly was Dr. Cortex. It was something larger. Out of the darkness stepped the Burger King. But this version was wrong. His plastic mask was cracked, leaking a thick, sugary syrup, and his oversized, static grin was fixed in an unnatural, predatory leer. He held a spatula that dripped with glowing, radioactive mustard. "The king is hungry," the mascot wheezed, his voice sounding like a distorted recording played at the wrong speed. "And he requires a royal sacrifice." The king lunged, moving with a terrifying, sliding grace. Pac-Man panicked, his eyes widening. "I'm not a whopper, man. I'm a global icon." Crash didn't hesitate. He spun, a whirlwind of orange fur and manic energy, slamming into the king's plastic-clad midsection. The mascot barely budged, the spatula swinging down and narrowly missing Crash's nose. The king let out a hollow laugh. "You think you can defeat the flame-broiled?" The mascot swung his giant, foam rubber head, but Crash leaped onto the counter, grabbing a bottle of heavy-duty fry oil. With a mischievous glint in his eye, he dumped it across the floor. "Pac, eat the path," Crash chattered. Pac-Man understood. He zipped forward, his mouth widening into a terrifying, gaping maw. He didn't just eat the oil, he chewed through the very fabric of the tiles, creating a frictionless void. As the Burger King charged, his boots hit the oil-slicked abyss. The mascot went airborne, his plastic crown clattering across the floor, spinning like a top. He landed face first into the deep fryer, the oil hissing in protest as he vanished into the bubbling depths. Silence returned to the restaurant. Pac-Man looked at the bubbling fryer, then back at Crash. "You hungry?" Crash blinked, pulled a Wumpa fruit out of thin air, and took a bite. He shrugged, offered a piece to the yellow hero, and together they stepped back through the flickering warp ring, leaving the smell of burnt plastic and high-fructose corn syrup behind. The arcade was quiet again, save for the faint, distant sound of a crown hitting the floor in the dark.